ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here in Valencia. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ondřej Volný, and currently I'm a medical resident in the Czech Republic and research fellow in Canada, Lukáš Institute and International Clinical Center in Brno. Today I will talk about new anatomy textbook with new didactic approach, which is called the Memorix of anatomy. The objectives are, I will talk a little bit about the initial idea and the first steps of Memorix team. Also, I'm going to mention the current position of anatomy in the 21st century, mainly in the Central Europe, but also overseas in Canada, because I had the opportunity to work as a tutor in the University of Calgary. I will introduce the Memorix team and our educational system, and at the end we are going to browse through the book, and I will outline our future plans. I think that many of us as tutors or teachers know our students, and some of us know our career as students. So this is, I think, the wish of the majority of students, to have everything crucial in one comprehensive textbook. During the period of time when we worked on the Memorix of anatomy, we were inspired by Henry Gray, a very talented medical student and very talented young medical doctor. Unfortunately, he died very young. But with his friend, Henry van Dyke Carter, also the medical student, they decided in the 19th century to write anatomy textbook. We know Gray's anatomy, not just from TV, but also from our lectures. And in his 31st years, he wrote the first edition of Gray's anatomy. One of the best friends of mine, Radovan Hudák, who is not here, is the dreamer who stands at the beginning of the book. He was born in 1988. He's a tutor of anatomy and a 6-year medical student. And in comparison with Henry Gray, he participated on writing medical textbook, and we finished the Czech version of this book. I will present you in his 24th year. So I think this is great success, and it's very unique all over the world. He won the prize of director of Charles University in Prague, which is one of the oldest university in the world. I think it was established in the 13th century, I'm not sure. And nowadays he's a fellow of Czech Anatomical Society. Where is anatomy now from the anatomist point of view? Anatomy has its old history. Still, it's the fundamental field, not just for surgeons, but also for physicians of other specialties. But we live in very active time, active period, with a trend to reduce anatomy knowledge in the boom of other specialties and basic research, molecular biology, genetics, or oncology. But still there is an endeavor of anatomists to modernize and preserve the essential knowledge, which is the base of knowledge for medical students, medical graduates, residents, fellows, or physicians. We don't know. What we have are many literary sources, but usually they lack the didactic manner. Sometimes, or usually, students get lost in very extensive, long professor sentences, and they are not able to pick the important information from many medical textbooks. So we decided to create something like Memorix team. We involved anatomists and also tutor of anatomy at the university, at the Masaryk University and University of Calgary. We involved medical doctor, many medical doctors, residents, fellows, physicians from all over the world. Also medical students and students of psychology, and thanks to our cooperation with psychologists and specialists in andragogy, we had their different view to the didactic as a field of research and one of the field of learning. And we developed Memorix educational system. The abbreviation is MES, just with one S, not double S. So we try to create something which is useful for students. So what is important for students? What is important for textbooks in the 21st century? It's important to have complex and well-structured textbook where it's easy to browse, easy to search important informations, easy to revise, or easy to learn. It must be didactic, easy to read, not long sentences, and easy to study. Also well arranged to attract our limbic system and to attract our mind and memory, concentration. Affordable, student-friendly, so with very low price, with important clinical notes to have the correlation between the anatomy and clinical specialties, and also design. We live in the 21st century, so we can create well-designed textbooks. These are the main authors. The Memorix team was established in 2011. These are the two main editors: Associate Professor David Kachlík, is 100% anatomist; Radovan Hudák, tutor of anatomy and the father of this newborn. And then the co-authors, me and my friends. All people you can see here are medical doctors or medical students at 5th or 6th grade. In the Czech Republic, the medicine is for 6 years. It's not like in US or Canada and so on. Also the illustrators. This is great advantage of the textbook, that they know what they draw, what they illustrate. Something similar as Henry van Dyke Carter in the first edition of Henry Gray's Anatomy. How does it work? How does work the Memorix educational system? I will show you later, so this is just a brief overview. At the beginning, there is an overview of the chapter, then step-by-step learning. We included clinical correlations and curiosities, schemes and charts for self-testing. Then next step is presenting the learned information, and at the end of each chapter there are questions and blank pictures for revision. And this is the anatomy in the picture. This is in vivo. I will show you later. This is the design of the textbook. So this is the trigeminal nerve as one of the cranial nerves, and hot sentence at the beginning. It's written in the all sentences. The terminology is bilingual. We use the terminology English and Latin in our English translation of this textbook. So this is the beginning of the chapter, just for the general overview. The next part is step-by-step method from the basic information. For example, here the cerebellum, its topography, macroscopic structure, nuclei of cerebellum, and then the histological structure, as you can see here. So we described cerebellum as from the anatomical point of view, from the functional point of view, and from the development point of view, which is important, not only for passing through the exam, but also for neurology, neurosciences, and research. Then, what is important are clinical notes. The chapter kidneys and urinary system, and informations about the correlation with the clinics. What is renal artery stenosis? What are the consequences of renal artery stenosis? What does it mean to have the accessory renal artery for surgeons, also for urologists, and so on? At the end of the chapter, there are schemes for revision. So if you just need to revise what you learned from the peripheral nervous system, and this is the picture of pudendal nerve, its ramifications and the terms for muscular branches, somatosensory branches, and then the muscles or areas which are innervated by this peripheral nerve. And the last step are questions for revision. So student read the chapter, and student can revise its knowledge. It can be self-evaluated, and student can have the feedback. What did he learn, or she? The textbook has many images, many pictures, more than 600. And here you can see the facial muscles, and then when you activate the muscle fibers, what does it mean? The facial expressions. To sum up, I recommend you to cooperate with specialists in andragogy, psychology, and tutoring when you write new textbook. Let's write a comprehensive and didactic textbook, not the old one with long sentences and so on. It's important to cooperate with talented students. They can be used as reviewers. You can have the feedback from the student point of view, and also involve interested students for their needs, their reviews, feedback. Also criticism is very important. And it's important to make textbooks for high retention rates, just to remember the information for the rest of our lives as medical doctors and specialists. Our subsequent activities. We translate Memorix of anatomy into English using the bilingual terminology, English and Latin. Now we are working on Memorix of histology in the Czech language, and also we translate it into the English. We would like to broaden our international cooperation. Currently, we cooperate with United Kingdom, Austria, Canada, but we are open-minded, and we would be glad to involve many medical doctors. We would like to expand the team and establish the edition of Memorix textbooks, SUSMLE textbooks in United States, or MCCQE textbooks in Canada. And currently we try to create the human anatomy application with cooperation with the company from the Czech Republic, but nowadays they are working at Silicon Valley. This is the cover of Memorix of histology. It's in process now. This is the this is the Czech version, but we are working on English version. And these are our plans for future. Many books. We are also inspired by Albert Einstein, who said everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. This is very important. This is one of the last pictures, Memorix of anatomy, was dissected by the rector of the Charles University and the dean of the Second Faculty of Medicine in Prague in 2013, and Professor Hampel, he's a specialist in biochemistry, and he will be working on Memorix of biochemistry. And in case that you would like to know more about us, you can visit our websites. And in case that you want to browse through the book in vivo, it's here. But it's written in Czech, I'm sorry. We did not print out the English chapters. Thank you.
Are there any questions?
How fast can I get a copy? That looks like a really well-designed book. I remember slogging through the most boring textbooks. And how am I going to learn all this stuff? This is written exactly what we need.
I have a...
Okay, please.
I mean, my question is always about technology. We are writing books, but people and students normally tend to check in Wikipedia and all these myriad of websites. So, how are you facing and tackling this issue of the competition of mobile technology, which in certain way for students are more attractive and easy because they go exactly to the topic, they go the pictures.
Okay, so
what are you doing?
all you can see here, it's done by us.
Yes.
So we study everything, the design, how to use the software for it. All pictures are drawn by our illustrators. All the text is written by us, so we didn't need the help of the main editor. We do everything by ourselves, but because we have the money issue at the beginning, now we try to expand and to cooperate and also to get something like funding to work on it harder. All of us are full-time job medical doctors, except of the anatomists. So I need to go to the hospital. So I write usually during the evening and nights, and also translate it into the English. So this was very hard work. The textbook took us 2 years to be like this, and now the English translation, it's 1 year journey, and still we are at the beginning with the English translation. But we are able to, when you open the textbook, we are able to do it exactly as you see. We are able to do the software work, and everything was done by us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.